The spring game just got a lot more exciting. Pat McAfee and Pat White, Pat versus Pat. And could Pat McAfee be checking out these Mountaineers for game day? That's my theory. Stick with me, guys. Let's talk about it on the other side of the intro on this episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. This episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football is brought to you by Dutch Miller Automotive, where friends and family pricing means you get the best deal right up front on any new or pre-loved vehicle in stock every time. With brands like Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Kia, Hyundai, Ford, GMC, Buick, and Subaru, the Dutch Miller Automotive family is always growing, ready to put you in the car or truck you've been searching for. Check out our inventory across West Virginia at DutchMillerAuto.com or come in today to the home of friends and family pricing, only at a Dutch Miller Automotive store near you.
This is for Cameron.
What is up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. This is another episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. Welcome in, guys. Appreciate you guys for coming in to this episode. Super excited for the spring game tomorrow. So I think we're going to talk a little bit about that. But also, the big thing for me is Pat McAfee is coming home. Pat White is coming home. And they're going to be playing in a game against each other. I don't know what that's going to look like. Apparently, they have their own teams. Don't know who's going to be on it. I'm assuming coaches. But even I haven't gotten to read too much about it. But Pat McAfee and Pat White both did videos. I could not get Pat White's to load up, but it was a really quick 18-second, 20-second video. You can find it on West Virginia University's X/Twitter account. But here's Pat McAfee's and what he had to say about tomorrow.
I was hanging out with Bill Belichick last night during the first round of the draft with a 6-hour show because how long that thing ran. And all I could think about the entire time was Saturday, me and Blaine Stewart are getting a dub in the spring game. GG's about to be running wild, brother. The rest of the squad's about to be absolute dogs. I can't wait to get there and see all of you, meet all of you. On my team, of course, the other team. Can't wait to see, the whole... I want you to lose, but also I'm a big fan. So it'll be an interesting dynamic. Can't wait to see you all. And Coach Stewart, let's go, baby.
What a character we have in Pat McAfee. Just a very unique guy, right? And we're so lucky to have him. And guys, I can't stress enough how big this is that we're finally mending fences with one of the biggest personalities in the sport, right? This is a possible decades-long thing here, right? Because we all know Pat is very sensitive about the Pitt game and what happened afterwards and the death threats and all that. But it's the people that are at these games, a lot of these people weren't even born when that happened, So it's unfortunate, but it's been that long ago now. I think it's time to move on, and this is a way for us to do that. Pat White, same deal, right? And not only that, guys, remember, Pat White is an assistant coach. This could come in handy, possibly. Maybe he's a future offensive coordinator at West Virginia or a future coach of some kind. Who knows what he wants to do? So interesting, guys, and it's going to be fun to see those guys on the field. Can you imagine? I got to imagine that Pat White's all-time quarterback, right, if they're playing two-hand touch. It's going to be a fun day, and I can't wait to see what comes out of it. So my theory is this. Could Pat McAfee be coming to Morgantown, obviously to see the guys, to build some relationships, mend some fences, but could he also be scoping out this football team to see if they're good enough to play on College Gameday, week 1 against Penn State? Could that happen? I'm here to say it's a possibility. Don't want to get anybody's hopes up. But I do think this could build momentum for that, at the very least, right? Think about how big that would be for us to have Pat McAfee on College Game Day in Morgantown. It would be electric. It would be enormous. It would be huge. Add another adjective. It's that big a deal. And we need it to happen, guys. We need to lobby for it. So after this video, or share this video out there to the world, share it and say, hey, look, we want College Game Day in Morgantown. We deserve College Game Day in Morgantown. Pat McAfee on Game Day in Morgantown. It just rolls right off the tongue. Super excited for that. As for the 11 on 11 portion of the game, going to be interesting to see who plays. I doubt we'll see CJ. Obviously, Corey McIntyre's out and others. So who all are we going to see tomorrow, and who is there to watch? A couple players to watch in tomorrow's game. Number one on the list for me, Josiah Trotter. He's been an animal for 2 years now, right? We've heard about him all last offseason. Probably would have been a freshman All-American. Here he comes back again this year, is just as good a shape. He's got the pedigree. He's got the know-how. He's been built for this, and his entire family is excellent at football. Not just good, excellent. That includes dad and other brother. I think this is a time for him to show out, and I think he's going to. I think he's going to show up and show out, guys, and I think we're going to be really excited about that linebacker room. Reed Carrico in that room, right down the road from me. Watched him play in high school. Excellent running back, incredible linebacker. Couldn't break the 2 deep at Ohio State. Making waves in camp at West Virginia. And I think Reed Carrico is a kid that could possibly crack that starting lineup, possibly over Ben Cutter because of the age factor, the experience factor. It's his time. Be watching for that. Trey Lathan, right? And all three of those linebackers, guys, could be really good. Could be a really great tandem or trio. So I'm really excited about the possibilities of that through those three guys at the linebacker spots. Obviously, you've got Hollis, the corner from Northwestern. You've got Joseph, the safety. But I'm talking about Zay Jennings, a guy who has been making play after play after play after play after play all camp long. I think he's special, guys. And I've been told from behind closed doors, he's making a ton of noise right now for somebody who just wasn't highly recruited at all for whatever reason. So we've got that. I'm really excited to see what Garrett Green looks like with this new mechanics. I just think it's time for him. It's time for him to move up into that upper echelon. He's gotten all the hype. And probably as much as he deserves. But is he still being overlooked? We're going to find out. Hopefully they play loose and free. I'm going to be without E.J. Horton, who I was excited to see as a deep threat, but on the receiver core, Traylon Ray, Rodney Gallagher, Preston Fox, Huddy Tuddy, all look to show out. Who in that tight end room is going to show up outside of Cole Taylor? That'll be exciting to see. Could C.J. Donaldson slide over there and play tight end this year? I think that's something we all think might happen. And then the star of the team possibly this year, Jaheim White, running back. Hopefully they don't tackle him hard, but I think they might. Pass rushing spots. Tyron Bradley, probably the most overlooked person in camp so far this year. The way he ended last year on a streak, just the way he did. Setting edges, not letting the run game around his side, and then his pass rushing ability. I truly believe he's going to have a breakout day tomorrow. You're going to see number 8 on the field everywhere. Obviously, we all want to see Ty French coming off the edge. All expectations are that he's an excellent player, that he's going to be possibly the best pass rusher on this team. I want to see that in action tomorrow. I want to see him try to fly around Wyatt Milam. I really do. I want to see him go head-to-head with Wyatt Milam. Obviously, Sean Martin is a guy, but let's not forget T.J. Jackson either, right? This is a guy that I was really able to get close to, as far as not as a friend, but just as somebody who was able to talk to him during his recruitment. And he's had a really good offseason as well. Be looking for him as well on the defensive line. Offensive line is something to watch, guys. We've got 5 of the top 7 guys back. Will Nick Malone be able to do his thing at right tackle, or one of those young guys come up behind him? How's Brandon Yates going to look at center? Some people say we're more athletic along the offensive line. Jaquay Hubbard at the guard spot. Will any of those guys be pushed for their spot? It'll be interesting to see what the depth chart looks like. And then Aubrey Burks, guys. I think he's been overlooked in camp. There's a lot of names. Team is loaded, guys. It's the most loaded team we've had in a long, long time. Probably since 2018, 17, somewhere in there. So, and honestly, it's still more loaded than even those teams were. Not as confident in Garrett yet as I was like Will, but I think we're getting there. So, a lot to be excited about, a lot to be happy about. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow, guys. Hope you're watching it. Don't forget to like the video. Please like the video. If you can, subscribe to Mountaineer Paul Talk Football and drop a comment below, as always. Can't wait to see you guys next time. We might go live tomorrow after the spring game. Definitely going to do a video, so be watching for that. Keep tuning into Hoops from the Hills, the fastest growing basketball channel for West Virginia sports. And keep coming back, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a great Friday and Saturday. Great weekend. Hope you've come back. This episode is over. I'm out.